What's up,
We're
yo?
back. Money Emotion Mondays. You guys already know best podcast in the world. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you haven't liked, then like. If you haven't commented, then comment. Cause we're here to talk shit.
This guy.
uh, yeah, but today we have a let's talk about a segment. We've been giving you guys updates as to what we worked on the last 6 months, what we're gonna be working on, and we decided to switch it up this episode with a new topic of AI. I know we've talked about
Yeah.
AI in the past, but this is a little bit more directed into the education system and the effects or benefits it may have in today's society. Um, and so we'll jump right into it. I'm pretty excited about this
Dude,
episode.
me
It's gonna be
too.
hot takes.
Hot take.
We're gonna be divided in the middle, probably, or maybe one sided. Who knows? But we are interested in seeing what each viewer has to say about what we're gonna talk about. And this is like an open discussion, if you would say.
Yeah.
So in the comments, as you guys are going through the episode, feel free to comment your perspective or what you think about certain things we're saying or covering. Some of these things are opinions. Some of these things are things that we've kind of observed. And other things are just things that, maybe are factual. But
Yes.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I guess we'll jump into it. School is teaching the wrong things. Maybe, maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
Should we be teaching AI? Should we be teaching math? And in today's episode, we're gonna compare the two. So yeah, I mean,
Dude, I'm super curious to see what people say about it, man. 'Cause this one got my wheels spinning, man. Like, I don't think I don't think I've seen anyone talk about this yet, at least in this way, where it's like
yeah.
almost like AI versus algebra. What should we be learning? What should we not be learning? And I
Mm-hmm.
think I genuinely cannot remember like the last time I used algebra.
Facts.
I literally no idea, dude. I don't know if you do. I mean, you went to like college and stuff, so I don't know if
I
you
mean, in
used it
college, I
there.
used it because it was part of like curriculum. You had to take a certain level of math to like graduate and things like that. But in my day to day basis, like algebra in itself, no. I I can't remember. I mean, I think 90% of the people, or I would say maybe more, depending on careers, is like are using simple addition, subtraction, multiplication,
Yes.
division,
Yep.
and very rarely. I mean, you're using like other type of math, but I think to like get degrees and stuff like that. But nah,
Dude, yeah. I mean, the only thing I could really think of is like architecture using geometry. But that's such a very niche topic or a career choice that not even that many people go into. So it's like,
mm-mm.
why are we learning these things if we're not gonna realistically? I mean, who knows? Obviously, depending on like your career path, but I don't know many people that actually use a lot of the stuff that we learned in school
Yeah,
in like day to day. Like, it's so crazy to me, dude. Like, I've used AI in these past 6 months more than I used any other math that I used and that I learned throughout elementary, middle school, and high school put together. At least
man.
that's how I feel, and I think we've used it to our advantage where we use it almost, at least I use it
Mm-hmm.
every day, and now I'm implementing it into my work at work, my nine to
Yeah.
five. It's
Damn, that's crazy. I mean, yeah, you're right. It's crazy. But I guess we'll start with this. Gonna read something here we have for you guys to kind of get your wheels turning and you know set you guys up to what's coming for in this episode. So, what if we told you that a 14-year-old who knows how to use AI could make more money than a college graduate who doesn't? I know it sounds pretty crazy to some of you guys, comparing a college graduate with a master's degree or a bachelor's degree in a certain, major versus someone that may be 14-year-old, a high school like sophomore or freshman that knows how to properly use AI to their advantage, potentially able to make more money. And so obviously this is where the clear divide is at, the divide
bro.
that we touched on in the very beginning, and that's, you know, here where we're gonna see teachers, entrepreneurs, people with different backgrounds, kind of just stating like, no, education is perfect the way it is, or maybe it's not perfect, but it's really important because of these reasons, right? There's gonna be a lot of other people that maybe have similar experience with the education system as David and I. Not everyone has the same experience, but where we went to, high school and I went to college, and I feel like the things that I learned in college in terms of math, specifically, because that's kind of what we're comparing. It's math, and AI. I don't really, or it's not that I don't. It's like I can't recall the last time I've used like statistics or calculus, the levels of math that I learned in college for anything in my day to day. Like I
Mm-hmm.
literally, even when I
Yeah.
was in college, remember thinking back, like I'm only using it to get by this class, but outside of this class, like I don't come across anything that I need to use it for. Obviously,
Yeah.
like I still need to do addition, I need to do a
The
yeah,
basics.
basics. Like all the things that we learn in the day to day. But I don't.
Dude, it's crazy because I know they're punching the air. Like all these people that have like bachelor degrees and shit like that, they're punching the air right now for sure. Just even thinking about that. But do you genuinely think that a 14-year-old can make more money than?
Hells yes, dude. There's a lot of smart 14-year-old kids,
Yeah.
especially now that like not to get too ahead into like the episode, but dude, the generation now strives off, devices like using their phones, tablets, computers, things
Hmm.
like that. Where this is where AI and like, computer based skills are at. And I think a lot of kids around that age group or younger are suffering. This is where I guess I'll play both sides here. Is I see how it's kids are suffering like social skills because they're so like stuck and trapped onto their devices.
Yeah.
But I do see how some of those kids may be, socially struggling with like basic social skills. However, as quiet as they are, they're like, I've seen some kids be absolute menaces like in computer work or like
Yeah,
just
that's
coding
true.
or like anything like, mobile related things like that. I've
Yeah.
seen some crazy skills at a really young age that I didn't see as common as I do now when we were younger, when phones were like just coming out, like iPhones and stuff.
Yeah, that's true, bro. Damn, that is so true, dude. So I guess the way I look at it is as the world is changing,
Uh huh.
the schools like has a lot of catching up to freaking to like I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
what the curriculum is nowadays, but at least from like younger siblings or cousins, like it hasn't really changed at all in like what the last 10 years maybe
I would say school has changed, but not fast enough
to
or
keep
not
up.
enough to keep up with the direction the world is going in.
Hmm.
And I feel like there's a lot of reasons. Obviously, I know teachers or people like in that industry in that field are going to be saying, "Well, we don't get funding, we don't get this, we don't get support." Like we live in a world where like our government isn't supporting the education system, which is true. I agree with that. I've said this in the
Yeah.
past where like I know that the education system is, shorthanded or getting shafted with like resources. However, I think even with the resources we are getting, it can be better or more efficient to set up the students to be m- set up for higher chances of success. Like it's not
Mm.
guaranteed because I don't think anything is guaranteed.
Yeah.
You can show kids obviously, really high levels of math in the hopes that they'll learn it and take that and use it for something really important and they make a lot of money or make a well living. But you can also do that with AI, right? So there's two sides of it.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, I just don't think that the world has adapted to, or the education system has adapted to how fast the world has changed.
And do you feel like, because there's been a lot of like recent things going on in the world that makes me question like why is it still this way and not evolving? Do you feel like it's being done on purpose where they're not wanting to teach kids these new things that are out there, all these opportunities that are out there in the world, and teaching them how to do it and how to do it successfully for a reason?
Hells yeah. I think
Because I know you've mentioned that before in one of the past episodes where you feel like it's all systematized.
yeah, I think we're built to be workers. We're trained by the school system since and even like younger to think like a worker,
Mm-hmm.
not a business owner.
Mm,
Like we
that's a
clock
bar.
in, clock out. We have a 8 to 3, which is like why they reference a 9 to 5, right? It's like similar schedules. You're taught
Mm.
to like sit in a class, be quiet, take notes, observe, like go home, do your homework, come back, turn in an assignment, report to your teacher, which is like your boss essentially, and rinse and repeat, right? And you do that from as little as kindergarten, sometimes even younger, like pre-K or like
That's
pre-prep
true.
school, all the way through, depending on how far you get into college, right? Like it can be through high school for sure, guaranteed if you make it to like 12th grade, and then after that, it still continues, right? Like how much longer into your adulthood do you go through that? And I
Hmm.
think if you're doing something for 20 years, right? Like 15, 20 years, at some point you get so trapped in a cycle that like when you try to the idea of breaking out free outside of that system of being told what to do and not being able to be like self-sufficient in some senses and like an owner essentially like running a business doesn't even cross your mind anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you hear studies like with inmates, prison inmates that have been
Dude. Yeah.
locked up for so much, for so long, and a big portion of their life where when they get out, they want to go back in because they don't know how to function in the world.
Yeah. They're
Yeah,
institutionalized.
they're institutionalized, which is kind of what I feel like
We are.
school kind of does to some people. Not everyone, but I think
A lot of people
it
for
does
sure.
that for a lot of people where they're so accustomed to like getting basic jobs, going into career, being told what to do, and like following that track.
Hmm.
Not that that's necessarily always bad,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
know there's great routes that the system can lead you to, but I think
Yes.
in the grand scheme of things of like what we're trying to compare is, in my opinion, the education system is built to create workers, not business owners.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can't all be business owners, huh? Kind of. It's kind of funny that we're talking about this actually, because I recently saw a movie. It's called The Bee Movie. I'm sure a lot of y'all seen it before, where they're workers
Dude,
and their whole life is just work, clock in, clock out, and then the main character gets out of, like, I guess we would call it the Matrix, does these changes, and then their world falls apart, and like the world's ending, and then they go back and giving the honey back, and then the world's working fine again, so it's kind of like, I feel like that movie kind of has a deeper message to it without even realizing
it
it.
does. There's I've seen actually like breakdowns of that movie, like what you literally just said. People making videos of like, as you're an adult now, realizing what the B movie was trying to say with
Dude.
like
Yeah.
the 9 to 5 and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
bro.
Like it's so embedded into society, into the system that like even if the world wanted to change from today to tomorrow, for example, right? If I
Yeah.
can snap my fingers and say everyone had the free will, which is an arguable thing to say still, but the free will to
True.
go and choose your dream job and not have any repercussions come to them, right? Like if I can snap
Dude.
my fingers and say, you can pick one job that you would be happy to do for the rest of your life, or multiple jobs, and like you can go do it, and you won't lose anything. Like you don't have to think twice of anything. Your bills won't change. Like you won't lose your house. You'll make money. Like whatever. The world will fall apart because everyone's now gonna start doing, you know, business owner shit. They're gonna go be a fucking lawyer on their own and start a business, right? But even then, like, then who do you employ, right? You need
Exactly,
workers.
exactly.
There's like so many things that like get affected. It's like the world would be chaos.
Yeah, that is so true. Nothing but riots, dude.
Yeah,
Why did they do this? Why
it'd
can
be
they
like
have that?
a wall, not a wall, a world with no laws, essentially.
Damn, the Purge
The
Part
purge.
10.
Yeah. um,
Damn, that's so
yeah.
crazy, bro. Because like when you think about like all of this, like then it makes you feel almost like. And I remember thinking this as like a kid and like going through high school, like some of the teachers now looking back at it and like how we've talked about before, like they don't get enough money and stuff like that. Do you feel like schools are just not teaching like crap purposely because of that reason, or is
Mhm.
it the teachers that are the problem that are not teaching what they should be teaching? Because I also remember
Um.
having a I think we talked about him before actually, Mr. Katie. He
Mhm.
would his class was specifically history, but he would teach us like real world problems and like say like,
Mhm.
dude, you got to learn this, like I'm gonna tell you, you don't have to pay attention, but you should learn this because you're gonna actually use this in the real world.
I think it's a mixture of it's a mixture of things. Like I think it's wrong to blame just teachers because I know there's teachers that would agree probably with what we're saying right now.
Mm-hmm.
But in their class, the reflection of teaching reflects something different, right? Where it's like they are super passionate and they understand the real world and like they tailor their style of teaching and try to mesh both the information and the real world experience together to provide a real life education for these students. But then there's
Mm.
teachers that unfortunately are either not willing to do that or just either not creative enough to do that or I don't know what it is, but they don't do that. They just follow the curriculum and they just teach it as black and white as it is and hope that the team, I was going to say team, but the students um just retain the information that way because I've had both type of
Yeah.
teachers where you said like someone like Mr. Katie, he was super like, you know hey, you need to compare these things to the real world and then it clicks, right? You're like, oh, I that's relatable, I can understand that, right? But then there was teachers where it's like very
Yeah.
curriculum based and very black and white and you're sitting in there like, why the heck am I learning this,
Yeah.
and so then the information is going in one year, going out the other, and unfortunately the teacher is either okay with that, like they're like, whatever, I'm collecting a check and I'm getting paid, or they're scared. I mean, I don't know what exactly the teacher's thinking, but I would say like maybe they're scared to step outside of traditional like norms, right?
Like they're very just straight by the book, and
Yeah.
whatever the book says, the we do as the book says.
Yes, exactly.
Dang, dude.
Um, so
And
I'm interested. I
man,
mean, if there's any teachers watching, let us know in the comments what you guys think. I mean, like, I'm curious,
dude, yeah,
how
because I
you
know
guys
for
feel about
sure,
that.
dude. If I was a teacher, I think I would want to teach these students like a lot of the crap that we're like. If we were doing this, and I was also a
Yeah.
teacher, I would let the students know, like, hey, like check this out. Like this is a option or an
Mm-hmm.
opportunity. Maybe not make crazy money, but it's another source of income that you can just add onto whatever you decide to do. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I
I
think it goes back to like the whole gatekeeping thing, where like
yeah.
people. I mean, and it sounds fucked up, but like even adults sometimes don't want to see you succeed. You know what I mean?
All the time, dude.
I said all the
Yeah.
time.
I do want to add one thing though that actually came into my mind right now, which I was realizing as I was speaking, is there is grade levels to this, right? So like
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
the grades we're kind of referring to right now is like 14 and after, like strictly high school grade levels. In my opinion, is
yeah.
what I'm speaking upon is because I feel like at that point you kind of already know like how to
Basics.
read a little bit. Well, you should know how to read enough. You should know some basic math like addition, multiplication, division, all that stuff. Um, and then like basic other skills, right? I think
Mm,
before that, like early grade levels, I think the education system does typically
fairly
a
well.
fair job at like teaching students how to read, write, grammar, things that you need in the day
Yeah.
to day, right? Like So early grade levels, I think, do a
Mm.
pretty great job.
Yeah, I could agree with
I
that.
would say. I think it's once it gets to like very, very more core related subjects or more intricate subjects, like more advanced.
Hmm.
That's where I think we slack. Where in terms of teaching more, day to day quality lessons. I think
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, yeah, because I think, well, if you think about it, high school kind of seems just repetitive. Now that you mentioned that, it's like a repetitive middle school, just more advanced, or like more complex.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think that would you, I guess, like if you had your own school and you
Mm.
had an elementary, you had a middle school, and now you have your high school, what are things that you would be teaching them? Think considering that they already know like the basics, like math, freaking basic
English.
grammar stuff. Like, would you start teaching them like the networking, AI, the prompt? Like,
This is where I would in high school is where I would kind of treat it like college in a sense where you get to pick your major
I like that
and
idea. That's good.
and you get to kind of build your career path starting in high school and learning skills based off what you want to do in life. So for example,
I like that.
in college, if for those of you that maybe know or don't know, college you get to choose a major, and like at that point, a lot of your classes become core based, which is meaning you learn things like, for example, I did criminal justice studies, so I learned a lot about like social behaviors, why people do things, like psychology stuff. I also learned about law, like certain laws. So for me, that was really interesting. And like college felt, I always tell people this, college felt so easy for me because I was always interested and always engaged in the classes that I was doing. Besides
Mm-hmm.
like math and English, to be honest, English was really easy. Math was like I felt like I at that point knew that it was pointless for me to be learning that level of math when I'm not going to use it. So it was harder for me in that sense. But everything else was really like engaging.
Yeah,
So I think that if we incorporated some style of that in high school, where hey, I want to be a marketer, right? Okay, well then we should offer you a class for marketing, like
I like that idea.
in school. Or hey, I want to be freaking like police officer. All right, let's teach you like a law class or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Or hey, I want to be a freaking, I don't know, like a mathematician. All right, then your focus is math through your high school, right?
Yeah.
Or things like that. I guess the point is there, right? Like
Yeah.
if your focus would be determined based off what you want to do in life, and I guess you guys can do like a test, or you guys can just ask them like to fill out like like, hey, what are your top subjects that you want to learn, and like what is a career you want to pursue out of college,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because then I feel like, yeah, even if they do change their career path, that happens regardless. Like, think about how many
Facts. Yeah.
people go to college, pick a major, then don't even use it, or graduate with that bachelor's and then go back for another bachelor's or something else because they realize I didn't really want to do this. Like, I
Dude,
thought I
yeah.
did, and then I got into the career world, and I was like, it's not for me. And then now I gotta like pivot and shift. Like, I rather have that happen at 18 when the student goes through high school learning one thing and then they realize, I don't really actually want to do, marketing anymore. I'm 18. I can now go to college and pick science. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Damn, dude. We should start a school, bro. Low key.
So I'm about to have some geniuses under my
Bro,
belt.
that's such a great idea, dude. You know what's the only problem with that, dude? Which is
Nothing,
why
Trim.
they
Shut
don't
up.
do it.
Not just saying.
Just fucking. It's the money, bro. It's the money.
Well, that's
Money
why I'm gonna be
Emotion Podcast.
rich.
Subscribe if you
Yeah.
haven't already. Dude,
I don't
but
know. Who knows? Maybe we have money emotion schools next.
bro, that sounds like a dope ass school, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. We
I'm a,
taking we
I'm
taking
a,
all of your monies.
bro. We're gonna have to chat,
Yeah. Each
chat.
student chat. What should I price my school at? Tuition at?
Dude, that's a good idea, actually.
Yeah.
Dude, we might have to hook that up in future years.
Uh,
But yeah, dude, the money, dude. Like, think about how much, dude. Well, I mean, you know firsthand, bro, how expensive
dude,
school is. Like, even getting like financial aid, bro, like whatever they don't cover, how much money
I
do you
didn't
have to
get
pay out of
shit, homie.
the money that people go into debt is insane, dude. Your
Hmm.
sister, dude, when she posted her video of how much money she was in debt for her nursing school, dude, like I
Dude,
know it's a lot, but dude, when you see like people's numbers,
and dude,
it's
that's like,
depressing,
and
dude.
it's crazy because average is near that, bro. I want to say average
That's
people that in debt
average.
is like 30 to 50K in debt from school.
Yeah, which is nuts though, bro, because it's like, why isn't, I mean, obviously it's money, but like that shit should be free, dude. Like it just doesn't make any sense why we wouldn't want to teach our people, like just give them the knowledge for free. You know what I mean? Like it just blows my mind, bro, and it makes me pissed off.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, honestly. But I think the reason behind that too is because of the way everything is kind of
Systematized.
systematized. Yeah, it goes back to the systematization
Dude, yeah, dude, we gotta get out of here, Chief.
of the cycle of one thing funds another thing funds another thing, another thing funds another thing, and it's all like a chain effect, right? Even
Yeah,
though it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
maybe school may be way back at the bottom and you don't really notice the difference like 10 steps ahead, but there's like a chain effect as to why everything costs something, why everything is, nothing is
yeah,
free essentially.
yeah.
But I feel like if I can change one thing to make it more free, it's like where you're teaching people how to create and build skills that will make them more money naturally, then why can't we almost, if and we're confident with the system, right? Which we should be. We're building like a really strong system around it. If that person goes to high school and then right out of high school learns how to do, for example, like run a business or entrepreneurship, just throwing an example out there, they're naturally going to make more money at a way earlier age, right? And so say they have no debt, then at least we're able to maybe, and this could probably also like be a little more controversial, but like then a person making more money can maybe pay like a higher tax, right? Like, okay, now it makes sense to charge the world for the free education they got in a form of a small tax. And like, if you're doing that for the entire world, then you're making the money back that we're funneling into the school through tuition.
I see what you're saying.
You see
Yeah,
what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there's a tax that we pay as we're working after like we get our careers
yeah,
that goes into the education system to fund it.
yeah. See,
It's
and
kind of like a social security, right? When
I
you're
was just
working,
gonna say, yeah,
social security, you're paying the taxes
automatically. Yeah.
automatically, and then you retire, and then you get your social security. It's the same thing where it's like, all right, I
Yes.
get free education, but once I get my career, you pay like a small fee for whether like it's 10 years, 15 years, or maybe the rest of your life. But in
Yeah.
when you look at it retrospect of the whole world, if they're paying a school tax, they should fund education for free.
Oh, for sure. Dude, well, I mean, think about the United States, dude. How is it that we don't have free healthcare, but we fund other countries that have free healthcare?
Type shit. Biology. Yeah, no, I agree, dude. I yeah, we're
Yeah.
funding other countries with our shmoneys, and we are here getting dumber and dumber by the day.
Bro, dude, hell nah, dude. Bro, I'm telling you, that's why the new homie, the homie chat. I'm telling y'all, dude, y'all need to hop on the AI, dude. It's not even to like just be like hopping onto like the next trend. Like this shit will teach you a lot of shit, dude. Like it's kind of crazy.
So let me ask you this: do you think
Nah,
that we should replace it? We should replace math like in schools, or should we not?
damn, that's a great question. I don't, I don't think we should replace it completely. I think I like what you said earlier, like knowing the basics, like shit that we're actually going to use, and then teaching. I think AI should for sure be like one of the main classes that you have to take now.
Mm,
I think, and instead of, because when you hear AI, like it almost sounds like an elective. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It sounds like an elective, or like even like wood shop, like sounds like an elective. But I think that's a great skill to build because, dude, who you kind of could use that for anything. You know what I mean,
Now
dude?
you can.
Now you
Yeah. I mean,
can,
AI is so in such a short time has fucking done crazy shit, dude. Like it's literally revolutionized the world and the way we see and access information
yeah,
like that. And it it's literally made millionaires.
dude, yeah, bro. And that's why I'm saying like I feel like it should be one of the main classes, if not like a whole freaking week or semester should go just straight into like AI and understanding
Mm,
prompting. Not just AI though. I think also implementing like the networking side of the world, you know, and how important it is. Like
dude.
everything that we've
Yeah.
done has revolved around networking, dude, without even realizing it. When we went to our Chase graduation, dude, it was a networking event, basically. You
Yep.
know what I mean? And they don't teach you this stuff in school, unfortunately. Like,
Dude, that actually is crazy that you bring that up because that's one thing that I would also change or add into the education system. It's like teaching people how to properly feel comfortable to network and like have networking conversations.
yeah.
I mean, there's no right and wrong for those conversations, you know? Like everyone's going to have their own unique conversation when they're out in like a mixer or like a networking event, whatever. You can't really teach someone that, but I
Mm-hmm.
think you can teach someone how to be confident, right? Like there's basic social skills that you need when you're in those settings to be able to spark conversation or have engaging conversation or even like what are base questions you should ask to have even if it's a short conversation, like how do you leave a 1 minute conversation with like contact information, right? How do you like like a base
Yes.
structure.
Yeah. 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 For
Like,
sure.
all right, you walk up to the person, introduce yourself, you give like a 10-second pitch, or not really pitch, but you say like what you do, um, you exchange your information. Like, there should be like a slight structure. So, like, these are key areas. If you don't know where to start, try this.
Mm-hmm. You know, I feel like they kind of try to teach that a little bit in like English when you have to go up and read your essay, you know. But
That's more like public
public
speaking,
speaking,
though.
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right.
That's
You're right. You're
public
right.
speaking. Like, I can go up in the front, be super nervous, read something, and like try to remember some lines, and then sit back down and be like, oh, thank God that's over. Like,
Whew.
yeah, I don't have. I mean, you're not going over to like
To
talk to
talk
someone that's a
about,
business owner
yeah,
and like
yeah.
ensure that you leave a good first impression.
That's true. That is true. But I think, yeah, yeah. You're right.
You
Fuck.
know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Unless you're doing like
And I
a
say this because I
presentation.
felt that at the Chase event when I was talking to some big dogs that were there that had fucking, some
Some
big
doggins.
businesses and they were like really wealthy. Like, sure, maybe they didn't even think anything of me because it didn't feel like they were judging me or anything, but the way they were talking to me and things they were asking me versus the very simple minded question I was asking them, it was like I can tell there's obviously different levels.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. That's true, bro. That
Like
is
I felt
true.
like a straight up rookie, which we are rookies in that space, but I think maybe in this education system you can be set up for a better outcome of that, even at a rookie level.
Yeah, that is true,
That's
bro.
what I would say.
No, yeah. Honestly, bro, I agree with you.
And
I
that's
agree
for
with you.
coming from someone that's outgoing. Like I don't have a problem with talking to people, but when you have a professional conversation about business, there's like a different way that people conduct themselves.
Yeah. Well, there's just a lot of different questions to be asked also. It's not your typical conversation of, hey, how's your day going? How's the business going? Like, it's not your average. Like, if somebody asks me about the business or how's the business going, like, typically it's usually just, how's it going? Oh, that's good. That's it, right? When
Mm-hmm.
somebody else is also running a business that's successful as like for example the hotel guy, and he starts asking like analytical questions, you're just like, fuck, well, I know some stuff, but I mean, I don't have enough data to fucking answer that, bro.
No, they
That
start using words like KPIs and shit like that. And you're like,
yeah.
the fuck is that?
Yeah, dude, exactly. You know, so it's like I that's where like that divide, I think, where it makes you like a little bit, I guess, uncomfortable almost, because you're just
Hmm.
like, fuck, dude, like you said, just different levels to it.
Yeah,
It's crazy, dude.
for sure. Yeah, that I think that was like a for sure eye opening experience as to like me feeling like, okay, there's we need to teach this maybe.
Yeah, no, for sure. I
Yeah.
agree, bro. I agree.
Um. Yeah, dude. Fuck.
What do you think are some real world examples of, because I'm sure like there's people already thinking like, dude, there's just no, I still don't think there's a 14-year-old kid that can make more
Oh, dude.
money
There's so many
or like
fucking
this and that,
ways.
so do you have any real world examples? Because I know
Yes,
I for
bro.
sure have seen some crazy shit.
Website development, marketing. You can also do like video editing. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
AI apps that can help you video edit
Bro.
at a faster rate now. You can have AI build you literally like courses. You can have AI build you um like PDFs, images, like so many different things, like just content creation, help you build like business structure. You can have AI help you with business like planning, bookkeeping, like there's AI for like almost everything now, and I feel like it doesn't take as much work as it used to without AI to have a understanding of it, because even if you don't fully know like exactly what you're doing, AI will guide you based off the information it has access to on it. And like say you hit a wall, right? Like you're not sure where to continue. You can ask it simple questions as to like, what would you do to make this better?
Yeah.
Or how can I improve effectiveness on this topic, and give me a breakdown and explain it to me. And it'll literally like make it better and also teach you at the same time. So it's like you're using it as a development tool, but also a teaching tool to yourself,
Yeah.
which is literally free game for y'all that are watching. Like you're teaching yourself how to use AI better, and you're also teaching yourself on the topic, but you're also creating something in the process simultaneously. So you're doing like three things in one.
Yes, and you could actually have it save into like your own, say your own personal journal or
Or
freaking
project or
book it.
something.
Yeah, and it will literally remember every discussion you've had that you specifically saved into that, say, notebook, right? Like it's like a virtual notebook, and go back to it whenever you need to and go over it
Mm-hmm.
and be just efficient as fuck. It's insane, dude. Dude,
Facts.
tell them how you built the website. How did you learn to code? Bro, it's fucking
Well,
insane.
yeah. Well, I wouldn't say I learned like to code, but I learned like very basic stuff through AI actually.
Exactly. But you
Um,
knew nothing
dude,
prior.
yeah, I wouldn't even say like I still know nothing, because like a lot of it was more like in the moment information. Like, okay, I was copying what it was saying here onto the website, or having the website do it for me. So for some of you guys that, I don't know if there's any business owners doing it, watching, or anyone that has used Shopify, like 3 years ago now when I was building the website, they didn't have their AI agent built into the website yet, where it would help you code and like change things on its own.
Hmm.
So I had to like watch videos, learn coding a little bit, like what they were doing to make things populate. So I was like copying a YouTube video and like writing the code into like, its code sheet, so that my page can also do some of the same things. So I was like copying and pasting, but I still had to like understand what I was kind of looking at, like which line, which bracket to open and close, things like that. But literally, as of last year, I want to say, maybe a little bit longer, they created an AI agent where literally you just tell it now, hey, I want you to, you prompt it. You prompted a, hey, can you create me a layout that looks like this and does this? Can you make the font this, do this style, and da 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 da? And then it populates it for you
Yeah.
like a chat GPT would. But this is like strictly for Shopify. So again, because of my information that I have already gained through like watching YouTube videos and what's possible through coding, it helped me prompt the AI agent for coding on what I wanted it to do. So it went hand in hand, but I think like coding is still important to kind of understand a little bit. But when you're on a budget and don't have money to pay for someone, you gotta get forced into like, all right, how do you
Figure it out.
figure it out exactly?
Dude, yeah,
But
it's so
I'm not
funny.
gonna sit here and claim like I can fucking code, like, cause I can't. I'm not gonna. I don't know how to code. I
This fool,
just.
he'll figure it out. So he'll slide in the DM. We charge about like 250, 350, depending on who you are, how big
Yeah,
the project is. We'll send
yeah,
you the invoice later.
yeah.
Just
Pretty much.
saying. But yeah, dude, there's been so many times that we've used it to even create videos, dude, on CapCut, and it's crazy to
Fun
think.
fact: our intro for this podcast is AI
Yeah,
created.
exactly, dude. And the way that was created was putting a super simple prompt into chat and then asking chat, okay, will this bring my vision to life? And then chat will literally break it down and say, no, you should reword it this way. Enter that final prompt into what do we use?
CapCut.
CapCut. Then you run into issues with like characters, right? It only takes 240 characters. Okay, enter that information back into chat. Hey, we can only use 240 characters. Reword it so the characters fit into the CapCut. Rewords it, put it in. Your fucking video is alive. Like it's
That's some free game.
dude, and to think about how much money people would charge to like create a video like that for you, like
Chat. It's
hey chat, how
crazy.
much money does it cost? You know what I mean? But people don't even realize it, dude. And I don't know if it's just they don't know or they're just lazy. Cause I feel like a lot of people nowadays are just so lazy to the point where they don't even want to try to prompt something out or like try it. You know, they
Yeah.
just rather say take my money and which is good for like people like us. You know, like send us that shit. We'll cook it up same day.
Yeah.
But
350 minimum.
yeah, even the flyers, dude. I taxed my grandma like 5 bills for that one. I'm just
Damn, grandma.
playing.
You didn't run that by me, grandma, so I had no say in that.
No, I'm just playing. Grandma, I'm just playing. But yeah, like it's I mean, even if it's not just for business, you know, like and you just want to do something for a family member, like we've used that to create flyers. Like I had a family member come to me and say, "Hey, I had a friend pass away. Can you make a flyer?"
Mm,
Dude, cooked it. I said, "Just tell me what kind of font style and colors and do it real
yep.
quick." Dude, 5 minutes I was able to have something with the same picture and send it off to them and they love it.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So like it's super useful and not just for like money issues or to like figure out
Yeah.
how to make money, but for other things that people would typically charge you for. You
Yeah.
know?
I think people also outside of that, like actual business structure stuff, people use AI to make their routines a little bit more,
Easier.
yeah, a little easier and also cut some time back. So it's like, for example,
Mm.
people use it to, they have like an idea of their lesson planning for example, teachers, and they upload their lesson plan PDF into chat and they say, hey, can you create me my PowerPoint? Things like that, right? Like instead of you plugging in their PowerPoint one by one, like here's my lesson plan. Can you create me, this many lesson plans and tailor it to this? And like maybe you do spend 30 minutes versus 5 hours, right?
Yeah.
Um, then there's also people that, like for example, at work, I sometimes use AI to help me like draft up fucking like emails and then like for certain topics, and then I just send it to myself and then send that shit instead of having to log in, type a big ass paragraph like I have Chat GPT do it. I just reread it, change a couple things around if I need to, and then send that shit, and that takes me 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think in my opinion, it's useful to also learn it because it helps you buy back time in certain areas for sure.
And what's the most expensive thing?
Time, time. Yeah, we charge like 500K per hour.
Yeah, bro, we're about to have no bookings after this episode.
Negative
Damn,
bookings
dude,
right now.
we are cooked, brother.
Um, so would you say that in school, like learning financial literacy, uh, is should be required, or like entrepreneurship should be required, or like public speaking as a core subject? Like, what do you think is are things or subjects that should be required, and is AI upon those
I I think it should, bro. I
in the
think
direction that we're in, like from today to tomorrow? Like, if you can change that one thing, what would that be?
honestly, I think those would be like mandatory classes to take in the direction that like the world is going
Hmm.
at the speed that we are going, dude. It's like there's new shit, some new crazy technology every
Mm-hmm.
other week, dude. Like I just showed you that new freaking vlog camera thing that's like
That's crazy.
automatic, like
Yeah.
AI highlights key moments and things that are tailored to you. Like it's freaking mind blowing. So I think school should be teaching that, dude. I think school should be teaching how to run successful businesses, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Think and it's what's crazy, bro? That kind of just made me think about something. It's almost like if we're going so fast that the world is almost resetting. So when you think about like back in the day, dude, there was a lot of
Mm.
like local small
Interesting.
businesses, people supporting each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about what's going on right now. Now that we're doing all these like trying new spots out all the time, little
Mm-hmm.
coffee shops, people doing coffee shops out of their house. Shout out Always Cafe, Chava. And
Facts.
people I've noticed are like shifting towards these people and
Mm-hmm.
starting to support people and starting to
Small businesses.
small businesses, people that are there's a lot of people are shying away from like Starbucks and just trying out these new local areas, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you noticed this, bro, but I feel like it's kind of funny because we talked about it on the other episode where you're like, you feel like one of these days, dude, like we're just gonna go through this reset where like we're maxed out of the minimum wage and it's gonna go back down and stuff like that. And I feel like I don't know, bro. Quote me on this episode right here. I feel like
Clip
that
it.
shit is coming,
You
bro.
think so?
I think that shit is coming, bro.
Well, that would be considered a recession, whereas like the economy crashes and it's like, fuck, hit the red button, everyone reset.
I think it's
The
coming.
market crashes.
What's happening to the market right now?
Fuck, a lot of shit. Gas is still expensive. The world is expensive. Everything's expensive. Wages are insane. Like, I don't know, dude.
Wars.
I think there's a lot going on. I don't know the extent of everything, but I think like you're right. Like,
You see what I'm saying though, you right? I don't know why, bro. I just thought about that literally right now. Like
we're gonna hit the
as
reset button.
something's gonna happen, something's coming, chat. Something is
Oh
coming.
dang,
But
we're gonna get on watch list, bro.
oh,
We're
damn,
gonna
we're
get
cooked.
blacklisted.
Anywho, aside from all that, my bad. I do feel the school should be teaching this though. I think it's
Damn,
super important. Even if we weren't going in that direction though, bro, I feel like it's just a good skill to have in case you do
interesting.
want to do that. Cause
Yeah.
not everybody wants to do like the normal 9 to 5 crap like we've talked about.
Mm,
And I feel like people don't realize that until after school, after they've
mm.
graduated, after they've gone to college. Like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So the fact that
Yep.
there's
Yep.
not even an elective to learn that kind of sucks.
I see.
It sucks.
Low key, yeah, I agree, bro. Like, I think students should learn how to navigate through AI. I think high schoolers right now, like we're in July, so school goes back like next month or in like 2 3 weeks,
Yeah.
August
Yeah.
ish. I would say that if I can add one class right now for this upcoming semester for students that are in high school, it would be how to navigate through AI. At least basic skills like how to ask furthering questions on topics. Like when you ask it something, how do you continue to ask if, questions to build upon like the information that you have,
Mm-hmm.
how to break down information that it gives you. So sometimes AI spits out
Yes.
really comprehensive answers and it's like a whole bunch of stuff that it's kind of hard to like process for some people, right? Like it's a lot of information and it's
Yeah.
topics maybe that you're not really comfortable with. I think learning how to break those pieces down by segments is important. And then also I think something that would like be beneficial is like how do you leverage the tool to help you build or yeah build onto like information that you already have as a person, like knowledge, right? Like say
Mm.
you learned something outside of AI and school. For example, us, it's like business, right? We were learning business outside of AI,
Yeah.
and we utilize AI now to help us build our knowledge around that, right? Like, hey, AI, this is what we know, this is what we're doing. How can we improve, or what direction, or what opinion, or what strategy should we do, right? Like, there's a bunch of
Yes.
different ways that you can
Yes.
utilize it to benefit you. Um, but also like learning how to use it to problem solve. I think nowadays with, and sorry to say this to the younger generation, but you guys are fucking lazy. Dude, like kids do not want to like even do the bare minimum. Like it's, I think for us, because we were lucky enough to like be on that cusp of like in my opinion, some of the last group of people to like really understand what hard work looks like, because of like the generation we grew up, observing and watching.
Yeah.
So for us, we understand, and I can't speak for everyone in our generation, but we took the tool and like use it to our advantage.
Yeah,
And
for
even
sure.
how easy this is now, like kids don't even want to do this. And
That's
it's
so
like,
true,
dude,
bro.
it using AI, like we've said this throughout the whole episode pretty much. It's like using AI is so easy. Like you almost don't have to think anymore, which is also scary to think about, right? Like you don't really need to use brain power sometimes to like get answers for things.
That's so true, bro.
But I think kids don't even want to do that.
Yeah, no,
They
no,
don't
no,
even
no.
want to
They
take
don't. They
the
don't.
easy route. Like back in the day, we
They
didn't
don't.
even have AI to tell us like how to freaking start a business, how to like create a thumbnail, giving us prompts for thumbnails, or
Bro.
giving us prompts for programs or business structures or strategies or marketing ideas. Like it was way harder back then. So yes, AI has made it a lot easier to get access to information and become an entrepreneur or even more successful in your career,
Mm.
but people don't even want to take the easy route now.
Yeah. Do you think it's just that they're lazy then, or that they just try it once and expect to have the big result? Because that's also pushed a lot on like social media. Well, on social media, they don't really show. You never really see like all the hard work that goes behind some shit, right? They don't show you how many tries it took to get to like that
Mm,
$1 million freaking prize, right? And I think because of that, not only are the kids lazy, but they think that they're just gonna do something one time and they're gonna hit
mm,
that $1 million prize. You know what I mean?
yep. I think honestly, combination of both.
Both.
Combination of both for
Mainly
sure.
the laziness, though, I would say.
I think laziness, because we also experience the same thing that you just said, where like we observe and soak in that same perception of people promoting, hey,
Yes.
it
Yes.
it looks like it took them one chance, or it took them 1 month to become a millionaire or whatever.
Yeah.
Like we obviously know that that's not the case for the most part, but what Instagram is pushing is those stories, right? The get rich quick schemes.
Yes.
And regardless, for us, yes, that's a goal and that's a vision for us, but we still are putting in the work.
Yes.
And not everyone, is the same way, but I think we understand that it costs work. It costs a lot of chances and errors and failures and all these other things that come with the process. But I don't know. I think more than not right now, like kids just don't, they they expect for it to just fall on their laps.
Yeah.
A lot of the
A
time.
lot of the time.
Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong. I met
I
some
agree.
hustler ass kids, but there's also a lot of the kids that just are not.
Yeah, that's true, man. That is very true.
Yeah, and it's
So,
crazy to think how easy it is to get information now with AI.
dude, it's in your lap.
It's
It's in
literally
your
in the
lap,
palm
bro.
of your hands on your
Dude,
computer. Like it's
dude,
crazy.
everybody has one of these, dude. Even these little ass kids that are like 5 years old be
Mm-hmm.
having phones. It's crazy. All right.
Yeah.
So my last and final question for you, and I'm actually super curious to hear your answer on this.
Oh shit! Let me take my last sip.
That's actually pretty good. I
Yeah.
really like this place.
Vietnamese coffee, that shit
Yeah.
is low key crack.
Urban Strip. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Um, what would you say is being in in today's in 2026? What is being educated? Because
Woo.
back then, I feel like being educated was having a college degree.
Hmm.
I don't feel like that's the same anymore.
Same,
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 same, but
but
different.
different.
um, damn. I think so. So you're asking essentially like what is considered educated now?
Yeah, like what would you consider someone being like truly educated?
Okay, this is my this is my answer. I've actually thought about this. Interestingly enough, so what I would consider as someone or consider someone as educated is gonna consist of a few things. It's the ability to process information, the ability to apply information, the ability to problem solve, and the ability to, I think, I would say, teach. I
Mm.
think those four factors can make you an educated person. And this is why. Let me break it down. So, if you're reading something, if you're able to gather information, then you're already one step ahead of someone that is oblivious or doesn't know how to get access to information,
Mm-hmm.
which is so easy nowadays. We literally just talked about this like 10 seconds ago. Like AI makes it so easy. You can just ask AI a question, go on Google. Even Google has like AI agents now where like you ask a question and it
True.
brings up a whole prompt for you.
True.
So if you don't know how to answer your own questions or someone else's questions or be curious around questions and find a basis of an answer, doesn't have to be like a super detailed answer, but like a starting point as to solving that question, then you have issues. Like there's problems. Like you need to be able to do like some research, which is research based, right? You need to
Research.
you need to know
Yeah.
how to do a little bit of research. Um, but then comes the next steps, right? You need to know how to actually process information, right? Like what are you reading? Like do
Mm.
you know what you just read? Yes or no? Like you need to
Yes.
have comprehensive skills.
Yeah.
Um, and then I think you need to be able to apply. So comprehending, reading, or like getting information, and then applying the information is also something that takes, like in my opinion, like some level of education, because not everyone can apply what they're reading, what they're getting access to. They
Yeah.
just kind of read it and they're just like,
In and out.
okay, cool. Like I wouldn't even know how to do that.
Yeah.
And then that's where it ends, right? Versus someone that reads something, processes it, and they're like, cool, now I can try that. Or I can
Mm-hmm.
do that as well now.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yes.
Or for example, like the website thing for me, I didn't know how to code, but I read something, I tried my best to understand it, I applied the information and did the coding.
Yeah.
See, like not everyone can get to that point.
That's facts.
And then lastly, like I said, is teaching. I think this is what separates someone that's like smart or like
Advanced.
I guess advanced and like average is like if you can now teach what you learned. That makes someone educated in my opinion.
Damn.
Cuz think about all these successful people, entrepreneurs, people that are like business owners, or like even in corporates, like high up people that are like CFOs, CEOs, things like that,
Mm-hmm.
or even people that are just like in any field, right? And when you're in a management position and you're a really great manager, what do most people that are really good at like those levels that I just mentioned at? It's teaching,
Teaching.
right?
Yep.
All the things that I just said is like you got to get the information, you got to apply the information, you got to
Yeah.
process the information, and then you got to teach it. If you can't teach it, I don't think you're. That's like what separates the B players and the A players.
For sure. Yeah. Dude, that's bars. That's bars. I actually, yeah, that's food cooked.
I eat that shit up, homie.
That's chilaquiles.
It was a Vietnamese coffee, I think.
It's probably a mixture of both. We had a good breakfast today, chat.
Yeah. Yeah,
Dude,
pretty
honestly
well.
though, yeah, I think that teaching part definitely is the huge divide, bro. Because think about all the people that like we look up to, dude. Like, they're all teachers. They're all
Yeah, in
teachers,
their own
bro, in
ways,
their
right?
own
Even if
ways.
they don't think they are, like, I mean, I'm sure they've been told, but they're just like, oh, I just. But they're teaching people,
Yeah,
right? Just through their own content, even if it's not like to make money or benefit out of
yeah.
it. It's like putting those experiences out and what they did is like they're teaching people.
Mm-hmm. Damn, bro.
Yeah. What do you
Yes.
think?
Bro, honestly, I agree with that shit, actually, dude. Like, we've talked about this shit so many times, dude. Like, things that make us strong and a lot of the things, not just what we do, but like our day-to-day shit is like the stuff that we've processed, that we've applied, the way we adapted to things, and then every time we come back on here and give it out for free, or like try to
I
teach
don't
other
know,
people,
dude. We're
or
gonna have
we
to
try
start a
to.
subscription program for you guys.
We're gonna be the money and motion school. But yeah, how many times have we tried teaching like our younger siblings or younger cousins, like, dude, like you could actually do this and like make some money even,
Dude,
like
facts. I showed my nephew how
without
to
even
freaking
realizing
do
it.
shit that we do on YouTube, and he's like, every time I see him, he's like, look at the reels I've been posting on YouTube.
Yeah.
And he's like 10 years old.
Yeah, so bro, I agree with you 100%. I feel like I'm not trying to toot our own horn. I think obviously there's people that are doing it better than us, but
Hmm.
I feel like we are on that same path where we kind of are naturally becoming that teacher.
Yeah, through
That's crazy.
experiences. Yeah,
Through
no, for
experiences,
sure, for
yeah.
100%, dude. Like, I think naturally, the way we move through our businesses, we learn things, we experience things, and then we like, okay, we reflect, and then we share it.
Yeah.
So it's like part of teaching people
Damn,
and like
dude.
hopefully prevent them from making the same
Professor
mistakes.
David and Bruce out here.
Sheesh. Yeah, call me Dr. Bruce now. Professor.
Yeah, I'm Professor D.
Yeah. Damn.
Dude, that's a good ass topic, bro. This was a hot topic right here. I like this one. This is
Yeah.
good.
Honestly, I think we can go on and on about talking
Bro,
this
yeah.
topic, but we'll leave it there. I feel like we gave you guys enough to chew and reflect on and kind of take back and think about what you think, if you agree, disagree, or if you think that AI is not a beneficial thing to have, it's hurting education or whatever. Let us know. We're curious. Like, again, this is all opinion based. There's, in
Yeah.
my opinion, no right or wrong to each side. I think both sides have good. I think some of the education systems are really great, some are not that great. I also think there's good things about having AI and having, information at your fingertips, but I also think it's really bad in some extents. But I think, there's different things that affect everything. So
Yeah.
let us know what you guys think. If there's any teachers or there's any entrepreneurs, business
Mm-hmm.
owners that can relate with anything we said or disagree or agree, comment. We want to see what you guys think.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Actually, yeah. Ask yourself, like, would you rather have your child graduate learning how to do calculus, algebra 2, or learning how to use AI and or start a successful business? Like,
Mm-hmm.
go ask yourself that.
Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. We'll leave you guys with that. It's been Money Emotion Monday.
Oh yeah.
Make sure you guys are liking, subscribing, commenting. We'll catch you guys next Monday. And we're out.
Peace.
Peace.